On tonight's episode, Middle Ground with L.L.C, where we treat you like family. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, off my first album, The JL Experience. On music copyright. Don't mute none on Facebook. Always got to say that. And in season 11, we rocking with another awesome guest. Get this man credentialed together. We got the Identity Security Executive, guiding organizations through complex identity transformation. Founder and CEO of WellSecured IT, cybersecurity architect Marcus Wells. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for that amazing introduction.
Gotta
Thank
bring
you for
you out,
having
man.
me here, man.
You gotta bring you out. To get right with the first question, what led you to this path?
Man, that is a tough question to answer. What led me to this path? I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a couple of things that I would say I could attribute to lead me to this path, right? One is a constant and insatiable thirst for knowledge.
Okay.
Right? Like always wanting to know how things work, what the inner mechanisms are, what drives that thing forward, and just being completely enthralled with learning something new. Right. That I would say that's a huge driving force to what led me here. And I think too, another part of what may have led me here is really just being disillusioned with what I thought working in tech would be like versus what working in tech actually is like. So to kind of put some context behind it, I think 20 plus years ago when I got started, I was like a lot of people getting into tech, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna work with computers, and it's gonna be so cool, and it's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be able to, like back then, it was like I'm gonna fix computers, right? Like I'm gonna be able to like fix computers and build computers, and it's gonna be the coolest thing ever. And oh my word, like this is amazing, this is awesome. I get to do this thing, and it's so crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like for somebody like me, it got boring very quickly. It got boring so quick. I was like, okay, I did it. Yay. All right, what else?
I feel you.
So like that was the disillusionment moment, like I built it up in my head so much. And I had no idea what it really was. And so as a result, I didn't lose my love for working with technology.
Okay.
Right? Instead, I gained an appreciation for what its purpose was. Right? So I started to kind of look at the image deeper than what was being presented to me on the surface.
Okay.
I started to understand that the technology is a tool. The tool is here to assist in completing an objective. And then I started to ask the question, what is the objective? And that is when everything just it was like seeing the source code of the universe. It was like, oh my word. There is something more to this than just the tool. There are people's lives. There are career goals, interests, things people love, things people hate.
Like stuff from DC, you figured out the anti-life equation.
Right.
That thing out. Like, okay. Yeah, it works now.
Exactly. And that was it for me. It was in that moment that I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm not here to solve a technology problem. I'm solving a technology problem so that I can solve a non-technology problem.
Got you. Non-tech problem. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, when did WellSecured IT come about?
20 some odd years ago. To be perfectly honest with you, before, like, well before I even had the organizational structure, well before I even came up with the name, well before any of it.
Mhm.
So I am well secured IT. Well secured IT is me. I am the product. I am the service offering. I am the capabilities. I am me and that entity are one and the same. We are intertwined, at least
Okay.
for right now, right? Like
Hey,
until further notice, right?
I got many hats, brother.
You know what I mean? So like being, and I always tell people, when I first started off, I started off when I was in high school, and really that's not even the full story. That's only part of the story.
Okay.
I've been working. I've been working with tech. I've been messing with tech. I've been fixing things. I've been tinkering
Mhm.
since I was knee high. Like I can tell you stories of some of my first memories growing up. My parents got me a yellow RC car, and I was enamored with it because this was like late '80s, early '90s.
Mhm.
And I just could not imagine how this thing could operate without some sort of connective wire or something,
Okay.
in order for it to like how is it doing? How is it sending wireless radio waves? And like I didn't even know what the radio waves were at that point. Like I'm like, what even is this? Right? So within not even 30 minutes of me having this toy and playing with it for that period of time, I was done playing with it. I went and grabbed my dad's tools. I started opening it up.
Oh wow.
In
Okay. You want
order
to
to
know?
find out
Like
why, like
Marvin Gaye, you want to know what's going on?
exactly. I was like, how
Okay.
does this thing work? I can't just accept it at its face value. I can't.
No, no, that's fake news. There's more going on. I'm gonna find it. I
Right,
got
right, right. So I'm sitting there looking at this basically this chipboard, right? This
you.
huge for effective. Obviously, it's not a real motherboard, but effectively like a motherboard, right? In this car, and I'm just looking at it, and I still remember exactly what I thought. I was like, oh my word, it's like an entire city in here,
Oh wow.
right? It looked like I was looking at a map of a city, and like the diodes and
Mhm.
the electrical pathways and all kind of stuff, and I'm just like, this is amazing, this is incredible, like this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Nice.
and yeah, I mean, so like if I really go back in time, that's when this whole thing started. That that's when this thing started. When I opened up that first RC car, before I knew anything about a microwave, a radio wave, a motherboard, a chipset, a diode, a controller board, anything. That's really when it started. You know what I
I see.
mean? Like it didn't become official until some years later.
I
You
see.
know,
You on some Nietzsche type stuff with yours. I'm in the '84. I got the original Voltron. And I'm getting mad. Like, okay, why they forming? I'm doing wrong? Man, this that broke. They're like, Chef, calm down. The
yo.
tail, you gotta slide that in there. Like, oh,
Man,
yeah,
you know what's funny about you mentioning that, man. So, not a lot of people know this about me. On LinkedIn, I go by Mr. Identity, right?
yeah, I see that now.
On Discord, it's Voltron Technic.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah.
wow, that's dope. Hollywood, make the freaking movie already. You got the technology. You made the knockoff Power Rangers. You can make the freaking original.
Right, right, right.
I'm just saying. Come on. Go to YouTube, watch a cartoon, and recreate it. That's
You
all
know
you
what
gotta
I'm
do.
saying?
It didn't take that much. It didn't take that much. Yeah, go to Netflix. They made a show for like 8 seasons.
That's right.
Do that.
That's right.
It ain't hard.
Oh man, man,
You
oh
know,
man.
just saying.
Yeah,
That's dope.
man.
Man. That's dope. Now, what all services do you offer?
What all services are there? I mean, honestly, like that's what it really comes down to. So at the end of the day, and not to boast or brag or over promise and under deliver, but simply put, because I work in identity security, think about it like this, man.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the world of cybersecurity, and just business continuity tech in general.
Okay.
Everything in the universe is made up of effectively four distinct components, right? At the
Mm-hmm.
center of each one of those components, they're all made up of one singular thing. They're all made up of atoms. Identity is really the foundation for everything. It is like the atom of the cybersecurity's universe, right?
You breaking it down, bro. I feel you.
You know what I mean? So like,
Mm-hmm.
if you can and the way I explain these things and the way I kind of like articulate these things is it's complex, but it's also achievable and accessible, right? So think about it like this: um, we're on a live stream. The live stream is hosted to a website, right?
Mm-hmm.
The website has to be able to connect to information and data in a database. But in order for it to even get that information from that database, the website itself has to have an identity. The HTML code that makes up the website, right? When
Mm-hmm.
it's compiled, becomes a singular identity,
Mm.
right? That
Okay.
identity has a set of credentials that it's allowed to leverage in order to communicate to the database that houses the information that the website is presenting to the users,
Wow.
right?
That's
It's literally everywhere. The very fact that the very concept of identification, right? The ability to interpret, or I'm trying to think of a better way to put this, perceive something, right?
mm-hmm.
And then be able to communicate it out to something or someone else. The
Okay.
unique traits of that thing is an identity.
Mm.
And by that very nature, nothing is outside of scope for me.
Wow. Yeah, that's some old Nietzsche type stuff, man. You broke it down. Yeah.
This is something that I try to tell people all the time, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's all these different facets to tech and cybersecurity and everything else like that. But identity sits at a very unique nexus point because it exists on the precipice of cybersecurity and business productivity and
Mm-hmm.
existential existence.
Wow. Okay.
So in that sense, I mean, I've done product offerings for just general technological and cybersecurity assessments. I've done pen testing engagements. I've done cloud migrations. I've done complete rebuilds of identity security practices. I've built from scratch identity security practices for organizations. I've provided training and advisement on the tools that are being used within these spaces. I have provided training and education around how to even perform effective interviews, right?
Okay.
Because there's a lot of people out here who say like, "Oh, I'll give career coaching and I'll teach you how to um, behave in an interview or interact in an interview as a person who's looking for employment." There isn't any specific training curriculum for employers who have hiring managers to engage in an interview and how to host an
Hmm.
interview. And
That's
that is where I focus much of my attention because that's a huge gap in the hiring process.
I would agree. You ain't wrong.
Yeah.
And you've been consistent. 20 years of this. You talk about me being consistent. You've been hitting that half course shot all the time.
Man, you know what? And sometimes I have some bricks, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but that's really the reason why I've been able to be at the point where I'm at now. Like it hasn't been an easy road at all. It's been a lot of trial and error. It's been a lot of just the way I operate. I'm not afraid to go and do something different. I'm not afraid to just like you know straight head into the mall with reckless abandon and just see what happens. You know.
You're right. Like I was telling you backstage, I did my first speaking thing. And she was talking like, I was a guest on the show, and he does. Man, I'm just feeling like, oh my God, I really gotta go up there.
Man,
Like that long time, like, wow, I'm about to go. I didn't think nobody be here. It's like, what, 15 people? What? Oh my God.
Oh man, oh man. So so you comic book nerd. So you might be able to appreciate this,
Marvel
man.
DC all day for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you strictly DC or are you kind of like
Both.
a little bit of both? Okay, cool. So you know Matt Murdock, the man without fear, right?
Of
Daredevil.
course.
You know, and I mean, here's the thing. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you like I don't have fear because I have fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is so somebody like me, man, I don't know what you want to call it, but I don't I don't know if I could say I don't, but I don't allow my fear to not to prevent me from doing something, right?
There you go.
So I can be afraid, but I'm just like I'm gonna do it. I'm still gonna do it. I'm scared, but I'm still do it. Because if I don't do it, it's not gonna get done.
Man, I swear I heard the Lord in the back of my head, like we said around the globe, right? Brand thing. What's the problem? I'm like, I know a guy can get a little sassy with you. I know you do live stream like 4 shows a week. What's the problem? This is easy. This
Right.
like, Obi talking like this. Like, what's wrong with this guy? This easy.
It's light work, man. It's light work.
About. Like, oh wow, gangster at times. Okay.
Oh man, oh man. But that's what it is, man. You know, like hey, like I can be scared, I can be afraid, you know, but I don't let that potential fear get in the way of me in my objective. I'm just always looking at it like I came here to do something. I came here. What did I come here to do? Did I do what I came to do? Right? Mm-hmm. It don't matter. So it's funny. I was literally having a conversation with somebody recently.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking to me about this idea of things being potentially too difficult, right? The level of difficulty behind something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to explain to them that I don't even look at the world anymore that way. I don't even perceive levels of difficulty anymore. It's just not something that's part of my ethos.
You're
right? It's either am I gonna do it or am I not gonna do it? Right? Like maybe it doesn't work out the way I think it should. Maybe it works out better, right? But as a kid who was a nerd my entire life, who's dealt with like countless bullies, right?
Like I beat mine up back in the day. I hope you did yours too. I hope you did, man. Just saying.
Look, man. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Success.
Got to sell his accounts.
Success has been the best revenge. I'm gonna just put it to you like that, man. It has been the best revenge, man. Like
I feel you, but ramming his head into that typewriter felt better back then. I playing on Tombstone. Rap man on beat, get a little bit of respect. Now America, I don't condone violence. Don't hit no one. Right. Don't hit no one. This was a long time ago. We were kids.
Exactly. Peace is the option now. Peace is the only option.
You had a right to defend yourself. And him and that typewriter got very acquainted.
Like, don't get me wrong. I definitely had my skirmishes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was bullied, but I wasn't taken advantage of. Like, people tried to step to me, but it got to a point where, like, even when I was in high school, people have jokes, and I'd be like, listen, what you gonna say? Oh, I got devil peak eyebrows. I look like Batman. Okay. I got big ears. What? I get big feet. What? Come with something original. You're not funny anymore. Try different jokes.
You cut him down the side, guy. You know the crazy part about this dude? I just wanted to toughen you up. Like, I got brother, sister. I don't need you to toughen me up. I don't need you to help my life. I got this.
Right.
You want to be my best friend? Like, you a weirdo. Everybody in class like, about time you find this something, Jeff. I'm like, I'm not a violent man.
But if
I'm
you
not.
push me there,
Yeah.
if you push me there,
I mean, people laugh, but like, why don't you name your middle ground? Because I don't have none. What?
Mm.
I heard the Bible said, your yay be yay, your nay be nay. Either you really you suck. That
That's right.
works for me.
Yeah.
But this, I have middle ground, so that's why I named the middle ground.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I love that. That's pretty dope,
Mhm.
actually. That's dope. That's dope,
And I
man.
tell
That's dope.
people like that other personality that will punch Satan in the face and take his chair. He's watching cartoons 24 hours with armed guards in my head. Like, Jeff, nope, you're not going to deal with it. They're going to be democratic and corporate and God way of dealing. You stay in your cage because you burn everything to the ground.
Right.
You don't need that. I can't apologize once I let you out. Nah, bro.
Right.
I got it. I figured it out. Take to the assassin. Yeah, I know, but it's better to walk in love than let you burn it to the ground.
Yeah.
God, that Jeff, he did say he has another side where he will. I don't care. This is how we feel about you. Like, you crying? Why? You wanted the truth. You know, you keep picking at me. All right. I just read you from A to Z.
Oh man, but I feel that. I feel that in my soul. I totally understand that, man. But
Like,
yeah,
guys ain't soft, man. We just try to be righteous in these streets.
doing our best, man. Just doing our best, man. But you
I
know,
said the best, man. And kill him, don't push me.
that's right.
You got a lot of these clowns out here talking like they tough. You ain't about that life.
Man,
It's
you
some
know,
quiet nerds, dude, that will defend theirs to the death and keep it moving.
listen,
the people sleep on.
One of my favorite quotes of all time is an empty barrel makes the most noise. An empty barrel makes the most noise. It's not the ones that are all boisterous and loud and raucous that I need to be worried about. It's the ones that's quiet, that don't say nothing, that move in silence. Them be the ones you need to be worried about.
All the killers I ever met that tried to recruit me after my dad died look like business type people. You wouldn't think they was out here in these streets doing it. And they would say, why would I do that and attract attention? I can't argue with your logic, bro. You're destroying the community, but I can't argue with your logic.
Yeah.
I got you. You're a businessman. I got you.
It's like, I don't agree with you, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I can't do it. I love women and ain't none in prison. I'm sorry.
Right.
But do what you do. They're like, you're a cool nerd. I'm gonna be me, man.
Oh man.
4x4 sales, looking at dudes all day is not my cup of tea. I love
right.
Yeah, just read the alphabet to your boy. Just talk to me. Just look at me, son.
Oh man.
Like, you keep going back, man. You need to go find Jesus. I'm just saying. Ain't nothing up in there, bro. Nothing up in there.
I can't.
Nothing up in there. Guards beating you up, you get too sassy. Like, nah, dude. I can talk to all the beautiful women in the world out in the world. So why would I steal, rob, and all that and be dealing with that?
Yeah. You know, it's like, is my freedom worth it? Is it worth my free? Is it worth my life? And it just very rarely almost 99.99999% of the times the answer is no, it's not worth it.
Man, Tim Gray, I talked to dude out of being in the gang. We was in computer class. Like, man, Jeff, I got this $2,000 on me. I'm like, I got time today. Okay, let's break it down. How much did the big boss get? Well, he got the Cadillac, the nice girl, eating the steak and eggs. Okay, so he got the bigger cut. But you out on the block from midnight to 5 in the morning dealing with all the other little foot soldiers, the police, and maybe one of your own that might try to come up and might knock you off. For $2,000? A Cadillac probably costs more than that. I don't know I ain't that good with math, but I think Cadillac costs more and that girl wants some stuff. So I know he got the money for that. You got $2,000? I can read these books and envision what I'd be one day talking to beautiful women. Ain't worried about nobody running the class trying to get me because they saw me last night and we had beef. I have nothing but reward. You got a lot of risk.
That's yo.
Man, you make sense, Jeff. Like, duh.
Man, and don't get me started on risk.
I was in class every day. I'm like, You loving this, man? All that pressure gone now because you gotta be watching the door like this. Oh boy, now play Cooley, man. They ain't play around, dude. They'll run up in there and get you. Like I ain't gotta worry about them problems. I'm a nerd. I'm trying to see which pretty girl gonna say hi to me. I ain't worried about that. I got that. Who gonna talk to you, boy? You worried about yourself. And ain't your mom and daddy. Like, you keep that life, bro. I'm sorry. I ain't with you.
I understand it though, man. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you, man. But yeah, it's like all of these things are super informative in the decisions I've made, and just understanding that adversity is only momentary, right? Like, I can overcome anything. Like I was, and I'm gonna end it on this one right here. So I was talking to my bro. He's 7 years younger than me, man. And he's like, he's talking to me about like, having imposter syndrome.
Right? Oh, that's a word now. Yeah.
Now you know what I told him, right?
What's that?
Man, I'm telling you, if you leave this in, you're gonna have people that's probably gonna like, man, screw that, man. They're gonna hate me after I say this. I told him, I said, imposter syndrome. I was like, your issue isn't that you can't overcome imposter syndrome. I said, your issue is that you won't accept it. If I'm an imposter, right? And I own that that's who I am, that means I can be anybody I want.
Yeah, they had that Pretender TV show. I just like.
Right?
Yeah.
By the time you find out who I was, I'm somebody else.
You have to be on that Nietzsche stuff.
You know what I mean? But that's what it is. And honestly, truthfully, man, like that's what it is to work in tech. I stay on the bleeding edge. The reason why I'm able to do what I do is because I own my imposter syndrome. It's my greatest gift. Right?
With that,
I can reinvent myself at a moment's notice.
That's a superpower. Now I see you have leader in identity security.
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Listen, man, identity security has been around for longer than I've been alive, right? And it's gained prominence over the past 25 years, right?
Okay.
In that time period, it's only really stepped into the cybersecurity zeitgeist and the popularity on the tip of everyone's tongue and on the every edge of everyone's ear in the last 3 years, right?
Okay.
In that time frame, I'll tell you what I've seen. I've seen product vendor after product vendor sell people the stars, the sun, the moon, the sky, the entire Milky Way galaxy, and endless expanse of the universe. Right?
Okay. After 7 song, okay.
You know what I mean? I've seen it. And some of those products are fantastic. They're great products, right? I'm not gonna knock it at all. I think they're fantastic, right? But you know what a product is like? A product is like having a 2023 McLaren sitting in your driveway right now, right? Having the keys, having the title, the license, the registration, the insurance, everything paid off. It's all good. It's yours. You own it. But you ain't got no gas. Where you going?
Yeah, that's problem. You ain't doing too much. Nothing.
Where you going?
You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Sitting there flossing in the driveway, like, why ain't he going nowhere? I'm just partying life, like, he ain't got no gas. Got that new vehicle up in the boy. He ain't got no gas.
Right.
Lord bless him.
Right. And so what makes me a leader in this space is I understand that it's not enough for me to have that vehicle, right? It's not even enough for me to have the vehicle and have the gas. I need the vehicle, I need the gas, and I need a destination. And even then, I'm still not done. Because even after I have the destination, now I have to have a route. I have to know how I'm going to get there. Right?
Right. You gotta have the whole hookup.
And then, even then, it's still not enough.
Mm.
Because even after I have all of those things, I have a route. I know how I'm going to get there. I know what I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
when I get there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I still got to get there safely. I got to know how much pressure to put on the gas pedal and how much pressure I need to put on the brakes. I need to know when I need to shift up or shift down with my transmission. I need to know when I should be taking those actions in order to get to my destination safely.
Yeah, that's the whole picture.
Yo, it's so much bigger than just that one thing.
Wow, bro. Mind blown. You break it down like that.
And this is what I do, man. I share this information with people. You know, I seek people out to share the information with,
Mm-hmm.
and for a large amount of the time, people they like hearing it, but they don't apply it. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? That is your God given right to take this information and leave it right where it was
Yeah.
provided to you. Just like it's my God given right to leave you just where I found you.
Yeah, I mean, you taking them out the matrix, expect them to be like, all right, this is cool.
Right,
That's
right.
been water all my life. Now it's not. It's paste. What?
And then they hit you with the SpongeBob meme, like, all right, man, I'm gonna head out. Go right back to the Matrix.
Like, I want to remember it tastes like water. What do you mean it's paste? Oh, no. You ruined my
Dude be
whole new
like,
world.
I know the steak isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's just a bunch of ones and zeros sending the electrical signal to my brain.
Mm-hmm. That'd be life changing, man. You take the curtain off, like, oh, what? Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
man.
not a process.
You know, so that's really what I focus on. While everybody else out here talk about some this tool, that tool, and
Mm-hmm.
do you know how to do this thing and that thing? I'm just like, yeah, I can do all of that. That's not a problem at all. Absolutely, right? Hey, did you consider the fact that that 2023 McLaren in your driveway don't even take gas? Did you consider that it's an electric vehicle? did,
Probably not.
did you consider how much capacity is on that battery? How many milliamp hours? Did you
Right now.
know how far you can go given a certain mile per hour average? Do you know what the life cycle is on a specific cell in that battery? Like, there's so many things that
Man.
you should be considering before you step out and do whatever you're about to do, right? In the same way, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just dead it on this analogy, but technology is in many ways it's a force multiplier, right? It's an accelerator, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're on a trajectory that is head first with a brick wall,
Mm.
then adding technology is just going to get you there faster. The only way
Oh, man.
to alter the outcome
Oh, man.
and to change your trajectory is to slow down.
Mm.
That means you have to remove the technology to some degree, right?
Yeah.
You have to lessen your reliance on that technological advancement.
This is good stuff. I feel you. Now, what does your training and advisory services look like?
Man, it actually looks a lot like what we're doing right now,
Okay.
right? So I partner with a number of different organizations. I provide that knowledge around identity security, cybersecurity, the link between the tech and the business operations. I provide this information free of charge for those who are seeking to grow and develop their skills, right? In terms of the advisory services, those are the services that I'm providing at a premium to enterprise organizations that would like to expand their footprint within whatever work that they're doing in the world of cybersecurity, right? So in many cases, what happens is an organization will come to me and they'll say, well, we're doing X pretty well, right? We're managing our vulnerabilities pretty well, we think, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, we'd say we're a 7.5, 8.5. Okay, fantastic, cool, that's great, I love it. And then I come in and I start to ask them, what do they want to see come out of the engagement? Oh, well, we want you to just do an assessment. We want you to make sure that everything that we think we're doing is actually what we're doing and things are buttoned up tight. We want to make sure that the advice we got from this previous consultant that we were dealing with, or the consulting agency that we were dealing with, aligns with our organization's objectives and our organization's enterprise level roadmaps. Okay, fantastic. So I come in, I do an assessment, I provide them my feedback. Hey, here's the thing. You don't have to take any of this information. You asked me for it. I'm providing a service. Here you go. Right. If there's anything here that you would like to tackle first, we can do that. Part of my recommendation is this is how I would prioritize these set of activities. Right. I understand that you feel that your vulnerability management is a 7.5 to an 8.5. Have you considered your web hosting services are shared with other websites currently? Have you considered the implication that where one webmaster exists, if they have a high level vulnerability or even a number of low level vulnerabilities, it can be leveraged and used as an extremely high level vulnerability. And if they access that person's site that lives on the same web server as your website, then them gaining access to that other website means that they have a pathway and a vector of attack into your enterprise.
Ain't good.
Yeah. These are the kind of things that I do, right? And a lot of this stuff actually happens well before any contracts are signed or well before any agreements are met, because I need to know what I'm stepping into before I agree to anything. I don't typically ask questions that I don't already know the answers to, right? So the information that I gather, and just so we're clear and on the record, this is all publicly accessible information. It's public record, right? The interesting thing about it is not many people may know about it because they don't realize where the records are being held. And if you don't have a method to be able to leverage into where those records are being held and access them, then you'll never know.
You're methodical, brother. Well,
Somebody
don't promote that game, man. Let it know.
And I would agree. I am very methodical. Somebody recently called me, actually just this week, past maybe a day or two ago. They said I'm a hardcore pragmatist, and I had to agree. Right? If I don't see the explicit purpose, use, or objective of a thing, then the first thing I want to do is experiment, see if that thing can be removed, and explore if it will affect the outcomes in any measurable or discernible way.
Wow. Yeah, that's that genius level stuff right there, bro.
We just call it process improvement. That's it. What you doing that for?
That's our first thought process. I want to know, like, okay, go ahead and do it.
Right. Yeah, man.
But this is the time now for you to promote your stuff.
Okay, awesome, fantastic. I mean, I feel like we've been doing low key like promotion the whole time, man. I mean,
yeah.
So of course,
want to give the spotlight. Yeah. I'm shutting up. All about you.
So, to kind of put that all in a nice little package with a little bow on it. Really, I have my own company, of course, WellSecured IT. You can check me out at wellsecuredit.com. You can also find us on LinkedIn. WellSecured IT is pretty easy to find, or myself, Marcus, Mr. Identity Wells. And so really what organizations should know or even anybody just reaches out to me, what they should know is that when you are retaining the services of WellSecured IT, you are retaining the wisdom, the insight, and the experience of myself and really an entire team. There's an entire team behind the scenes. Like legally and on paper, it's just me in this organization. I have contractors that I will handpick that I've worked very closely with that have a massive amount of experience across the spectrum in different areas. Right. So I got a contractor of mine, a very good friend of mine, who is extremely adept at coding, scripting, and that level of software development and analytical skill. I've got people who are more focused on the mobile device management side of it, the support and the break fix side of it. I've got people who are more in line with the architectural reference and design pieces of it. Like, listen, it's the A team. It's the A team of cybersecurity, right? I'm the face. I'm here to show people that I got the steak and the sizzle. Because just as much as I can sit here and talk to you or anybody else and sit in front of a client and explain these things in a way that is digestible and accessible, I'm also very hands-on keyboard, right? And it gives me a unique advantage against any of my contemporaries. So when organizations choose to work with us, that's what they're getting. They're getting the communications. They're getting the ability for someone to be able to come in and communicate to both non-technical and technical individuals within their organization. And they're also getting over 100 collective years of experience with the team that I'm able to bring on.
It's a lot of years.
Yeah, it is a lot of years.
How about Jedi or something?
Man, we roll deep, man. We roll deep. We roll deep, man. That's just how we do, man. Like my entire works, like life's work, my entire philosophy is either I'm gonna do it all the way or I'm not gonna do it at all. That's it. If I'm gonna dedicate some time to doing something, I'm going to master that thing. There is no in between. Like you say, I don't have a middle ground either, right? Like,
yeah, you're right. You're gonna do it right.
That's it, man. That's it.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So I mean, if you wanna set up a consultation, if you want to have a conversation about how our organization can help in defining out your objectives or in building out some of your processes and leveraging more value out of the tools and the resources that you currently are aligned to, we have links all over the wellsecuredit.com website where you can schedule a consultation with myself or any of my team. It is just easy as 1, 2, 3 with the Calendly link, and we could be having that conversation. We could be doing that.
Yeah, that link is awesome.
Yeah, man.
Because I was double booking a lot in the beginning, writing it on paper.
Gotta keep it straight, man. Gotta keep it together, man. I've got too many plates to be messing that up, man.
That's like getting it out the mud in the beginning, figuring out, yeah, where, oh yeah, you can do 2 o'clock. Now 3 o'clock. You do 4, yeah, now you do 6, you do 7. We fall doing Monday to Saturday. And I look up, I got 5. Oh, you not moving up hour. And I told one guest, like, what you about to do? Well, I'm about to do. I overbooked, so I got 4 more shows back to back. Like, hey, I gotta keep my word. Oh.
Yeah.
I think one time I did it and messed up. I think I went through a season in almost a week.
Wow.
I had like 4.
Wow.
How did you stop doing it when you're at work? doing 5 a day, man. That's like 10. Yeah, that's a season right there. Gone. That's Saturday.
Oh man, that is dope, man. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
I don't do it like that. I guess the dark ages. Like getting it out the mud, you figuring out, oh no, don't do a thing like that. All that. Hit
But
me
it's
up later when I'm not
look,
here.
man. It's that trial and error, and it's the
Oh
thing
yeah.
that really makes us stronger for it. You know what I mean? Like, because now you can, and the same thing goes for me. Like, because I've done these things so many times before, it's like I don't go into an interaction with a client and tell them like, oh, you're doing this wrong or you're doing that wrong, or that's not really the best way to do it. No, man, I was literally talking to somebody earlier today and telling them the same thing. I was like, when I play this thing out, it looks like an episode of Blue's Clues, right? I know where the clue is at.
Oh my God. He didn't say Bruce Bruce.
I know where the clue is at, okay? I know where it's at.
Now, my ex-fiance son loved that show. I had to watch that freaking show all the time. Oh my God.
So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Show us something. What is this stuff?
Like,
It's too happy for me. Like, oh my God.
do you see a clue? Where is it? I don't know. It's there. Really?
And he's jumping around, excited. Let's watch it again. I'm like, oh my God, someone just do the Bugs Bunny with the wow. Wake me up. Because this little blue dog is irritating me right now.
But you know what though, man? That's the response.
Movie, so put up with this.
That's the response I like to get from my clients, right? That excitement of them knowing that they are on the right track, right? And that they are making the right decisions for their business. And it comes in me not just giving them the answer. Like I know what to do, I know what not to do, right? Like and if a lot of times when I've come in and just given an answer, it doesn't really hit the same, right? Because they have their own desire to do that. And I'll listen, I want to respect anything you want to do. I respect consent. Okay. You say you want to go left, we going left. We going as left can be, okay? All the way left, all right?
There's a cliff over there, but we're going left.
Nah, we doing it. Listen, you said you want to do it, right? We doing it. Okay. Oh, why you packing a parachute? Don't worry about it. We just going left. That's the only thing we need to worry about, right?
You gotta have a goofy moment.
we going left. We going left. Just don't even worry about it. It's cool. Let's go.
Yeah. That's why you got a parachute. Yeah, I hope you survive and do keep talking. But you want to go left. I'm respecting your wish.
Exactly. And I'll still do it. Look, we 5 feet from the cliff. Hey, I would encourage you to apply pressure to the brake at this point, expeditiously.
I'm gonna see my
Oh, you wanna hit the gas instead? Oh, you know what? I respect your ability to choose that option. Okay. As a result,
that's awesome, right there. That's awesome. Now, what has been your biggest challenge on your journey?
I'm gonna be so honest with you, man. Me, I've been the biggest challenge in my journey.
And that would it be?
I have been in the past a very difficult person for me to deal with, right? Yeah.
You want it now.
Yeah, I am one of them, right? Like I am one of them, and they are one of me. So it's just been really taking the time. And as I mentioned before, right? We're all on a trajectory. At that point in time in my life, I had been on a trajectory that was destined for ruination. I had to slow down, right? I had to be able to assess my environment, my outcomes, and my activities, and realize that I was the one in control. I was the one behind the wheel. I was the one with my foot on the gas. it was me the whole time.
Yeah. I know I had got some coaching from a good friend, Russ Hedge, and he made me realize I have a TV show. I just looked at podcasts, just shock jock stuff, whatever, nothing big deal. Like, no, you have a weekly TV show that you're doing 6 days a week. You need to start figuring out, just like the Cosby's or Cheers would come on, what days you want people to know. Oh, Jeff, he does thing Friday, Saturday. I'm like, okay, well, Friday, Saturday. And that changed my life. I'm like, wow, I got a little bit of time. Then I transferred to doing meetings or that type of stuff. But it wasn't you go to work, come home, grind, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, I'm done with all the stuff, now I'm asleep. Return again. Okay, so you do get a little bit more time. Well, anything about him, because I'm the type of dude, tunnel vision. All right, let's go. I'm like, but dog, we dog tired. We're going to get over there. That's the mission. Suck it up. It's a better way, Jeff. Shut up. But we're going to be crawling over there, man. What's wrong with this dude? His body just like, what's wrong with him? Let me calm down.
Yo, man.
That made way more sense. Like, wow, I would look at it. You have a TV show. Friday the weekend is your time. Friday, Saturday. That's you do your show. Cool.
Man.
And really started helping me. Shout out to everybody helped me along the way so far to get it more refined to where someone look at me like, oh, you Yoda. Like, appreciate that. I don't think so.
Facts.
But appreciate it.
Yeah, you really running this thing, man. You running it like a well-oiled machine, man. Like for real. Like seriously, man.
I appreciate that.
Like, yo, man,
I feel like
out here a whole lot professional.
I was rushing. Like, dang, you ain't made the questions up.
No, this is perfect, and I love it because the questions you have really allow for a lot of discussion to have been occurred to occur, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. I feel like it gives the option for the person who is a guest on your show to really go in depth as much or as little as they choose, right?
Yeah. It's all about some people don't believe me. Like, no, don't come on here like this. I'm not Dan Rather. I don't care if you left that strip club last night. That's your business. You say you are a painter. I'm trying to ask what made you want to do painting. What's your cost? This and that. That's all I'm asking about. All the other stuff you're doing ain't my business. Oh, then they get cool. Like, yeah, this ain't that. It's a chill vibe. That's all.
Yeah. Man. I appreciate it though, man. I appreciate it.
In your words, what has been your impact in the community?
Man, I've always wanted to give back, right? And I kind of alluded to this a little earlier when I mentioned, like my training services, right? Those are not things that I charge people in the labor force for, right? And specifically, I like to focus my efforts on the more underserved areas of our community in particular, right? You've got so many people out here who say like, oh yeah, well, you can get into tech and you can get into cyber and you can make six figures and you could do this and you could do that and you could be so successful. Only thing you have to do is sign up for my 12-week program. For 6 easy payments of $8,000, you too can have a shot at maybe being a cybersecurity professional someday, perhaps.
Yeah. I'm feeling what you're putting down.
Not valid in all 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Wait, why got to all that? I just want this one question answered. Now, trust me, do this first and you'll be good.
That's it.
Listen to that Spidey since they say this don't feel right. Mm-hmm. It probably don't.
And that's the thing too, because I am a hardcore pragmatist. when I teach people these things, I focus specifically on the skills necessary to do the job.
Okay.
I don't care about nothing else. I don't give a crap about what kind of certs there are out there. I don't care about all this other nonsense about the history of a thing. Like if we want to have that conversation, we can have that conversation. We could talk about that all day, right?
Mhm.
But if you come to me and we're talking about how you can get into this space, I'm going to tell you here are the things that you need to know. Here are the steps you need to take. This you're due now, you're due next, and you're due last, right?
Mhm.
It's going to take however long it takes. Some people get into it within. I mean, I've had people I've worked with do it as quickly as 6 weeks. No, actually, that's wrong. That's a lie. I've had people come in and do it in as quickly as 4 weeks. Right? I've had people who are still working on it years later. It's not a one size fits all approach when it comes to time. It's just how much level of effort can you exert, can you extend to doing this thing,
I
right?
feel it.
But I'm gonna give you all of the tools. I'm gonna give you all the information, like literally, and I kid you not, right? So we talking about giving back to the community. I've created entire frameworks,
Ooh.
right? Entire frameworks on how to understand, interpret, articulate, disseminate, and implement identity security as a cybersecurity practice from end to end. I'm talking about from identity and access management to privileged access management to customer identity and access management to zero trust, right? The entire spectrum, step by step, right? I've gone back, I created it, I've refined it. I went back, refined it again. Went back, got some more research, refined it again. Understood that there were pieces missing, went back, refined it again. It's a never-ending process of continuous development, right? Continuous improvement. And I
I feel
give this stuff to people for free because I understand the value in it. There are not enough people. There's a dearth of individuals within the space,
it. Mm.
and there are an excess of roles. So there are like something like 300,000 open opportunities within
Wow.
the cybersecurity space, right? And I'm just honestly like I'm gonna be real honest with you, man. It's a little bit selfish. It's a little bit because I'm trying to create an army of cybersecurity professionals that look like us,
I got you.
right? That are from these underserved communities that really aren't getting the same opportunities and same chances, that don't have the same ways of coming into it. Even if they did, if I did meet somebody that has a college degree or is going to college or has the opportunity to go to college, the problem is no one is teaching these things. There isn't a college course
No,
that you can sign up today that's
no.
going to teach you about identity and access management. It doesn't exist. It
I
just
bro,
doesn't
I just
exist.
they trying to give you the basics, go get a job and be a part of the car.
Right.
They
Right.
talking about this next level.
Yeah. I don't want people to be cogging a machine. I want people to be building their own machines.
And I feel that because I know some people ask, well, okay, you doing this. Is it profitable yet? Like anything you build in business, it's going to take a minute to really hit. Because if you're just doing it for the money, you just it ain't going to be what it can be. Because man, I need to pay out. Come on, 7, 11. Come on.
Yeah. You're gonna be waiting a long time waiting for that money to pay out.
Now, if you're doing the way you're supposed to do it, the people in the situation that need to take place, the way God got it, going to happen for you.
That's right.
And when you get there, you're going to respect it and not just say, mine, 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 mine. I'm rich. I'm rich. That wasn't the point of all that.
It wasn't. It really wasn't,
You're going to do
man.
something more with that.
Like even with me coming up with this company, the one of the key purposes was obviously serving what is ostensibly an underserved market,
Mm-hmm.
right? For advisory and design architecture and strategy as a service, all of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's also to be able to create opportunities for people to get that hands-on experience and not just get the hands-on experience, but get the hands-on experience and get paid to do it. If I bring somebody in and they're like, "Oh, I don't have any experience, or I have limited experience, or I'm not really familiar with this," and I say, "Listen, I want you to come and shadow me," I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you on par with what somebody would be getting paid as an entry level person in this field, which is still within six figures, by the way.
Salute, brother. Some people don't do that.
Like, I want you to be happy. I want you to be able to do this thing, learn this thing, and not have to worry about if you can still take care of your family at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Man, I mean, that's based on learning on my journey. It's going to take me places that I'm not expecting, but be ready for it. Because when
Yeah,
I get there, and I'm going to get there, my own company, radio broadcast, doing all, they're going to know I am in these streets.
that's
But
right.
it took all those steps to really get there so you can move the chessboard the way it needs to be moved and bring in the people you need to bring in.
That's right.
Just it takes more. It ain't everything in microwave. I know a lot of people. Man, I want to be awesome tomorrow. Right now, that takes time. You gotta look at yourself and see where you a jerk off first. Then you become awesome. I'm pretty sure you ask people, might say, "No, you're a jerk in this level, that, this here, is sensitive here." What? I'm awesome. No, you're not. You gotta say you ain't awesome. Other people say it's like old school that game a long time ago, and it made sense when I got in my 30s. Like, oh, got it.
Yeah,
You ain't
yeah.
got to do it. Other people do it for you.
That's it. That's it, man.
In that Yoda game,
I
what
love
advice
it.
do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
That's a really big question. And the best answer that I can muster,
Mm-hmm.
right, is an analogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plant life is incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
The largest oak trees on the planet start off as a single seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that seed is the potential for that incredibly strong, incredibly tall, and magnificent tree to exist. It's already there.
Mm-hmm.
People are the same way. We already have everything we could ever need. It's already in us. Your purpose is already in you. The only thing that we have to do is listen. Listen to what you want. Don't listen to what other people want for you. Listen to what you want. What drives you? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What is the one thing that has driven you to this point in your life at this time, right now? Right? Maybe it's a love of food. Maybe it's a love of baking. Maybe it's a love of confectionery goods. Maybe it's a love of music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a love of fine-tuned vehicles. Like, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Focus on that thing. Make it your singular focus. And then look for opportunities for that to relate back to whatever other thing that you have going on in life.
Okay.
Your purpose is to enjoy the life you have on this earth.
That's deep. Yeah, you're a Jedi. That's like that Nietzsche Aristotle type game you put down.
Man, these things they're so much simpler than we give them credit for.
True.
We try to make it so complex and so difficult, and that's a key indicator of a lack of fundamental understanding.
You're right. This been your first podcast?
Um, Like this, yeah. This is my first podcast like this.
I
like,
like it.
but these are the kind of conversations that I have with people all the time. So it doesn't even feel like, you know what I mean. Like it just feels like I'm just riffing. I'm just vibing, bro.
Awesome. I try to live by that tagline: treat you like family, cool, calm environment. Celebrate what you done. Get that Yoda game at the end.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the opportunity, man. This has been a fantastic experience, man.
I appreciate you. Maybe that's why it took so long, because it was gonna be awesome. Devil try to mess up stuff at times, but you can't. It's inevitable. Like Thanos said.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
I'm pretty sure anybody that's watching or watch the replay, they're gonna be blown away. Like, oh, wow. I didn't look at it like
that. Man, I'll tell you like this, man. That is one of my hidden talents. Is I've never seen the world through the typical lens that many people around me have viewed the world. Like I have an extremely unique view on all of my experiences, man. And I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest, I think where it comes from is my dyslexia.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I would never know that about you.
I have dyslexia. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, the way that it works for me, and I'm not going to speak for everybody, the way it works for me, it does prominently present in written language, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it does appear in auditory language, right?
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's a shift in how my brain ingests information. That's all it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will experience something, and there will be subtle differences in my experience versus someone who's sharing that experience with me.
Okay.
And they may be subtle and in most cases imperceivable. And I can kind of map out like, okay, this didn't happen that way, or like that's not what that actually says on paper or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that subtle change. It's kind of like in the Matrix, that first Matrix movie where Neo
Mm-hmm.
sees the black cat go past the room twice,
Mm-hmm.
right? It just kind of makes you do a double take. That's what it is.
Okay.
And because it does make me do that double take, and it's like the first time it's like, wait a minute, what? It's like it triggers a series of thoughts that would not have originally existed had it not been for that dyslexia being present.
Yeah, it turned to a Jedi, dog. Cause I couldn't, like, he got what? Nah, he broke. I ain't getting nothing from what to do talking about, but he had some problems. Hey, that became too powerful, you brother. Like, you do that Tony Stark, throw the board up, and you see everything, and you just connecting it. Like, okay, this how it should go. Like, how did
yes.
How do you do that?
Yes.
Connected. Okay, this is how you do it. What? Where y'all find this guy from? Hey, get him on retainer. You can't go nowhere else. Hell no. I don't know what he did, but he got to keep doing that. Come right down the number. He ain't going nowhere. We about to change the game. We want to get this money.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. Like, oh man, we and I would love, no man. We gotta have a conversation offline because there's so much stuff like I can't even share in this medium. It's just too much. It's too much. It would be too powerful to just let go into the ether without any kind of controls around it.
Oh, no. This is enough they get. They can't.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. I haven't even said nothing yet.
Yeah, I know.
You thought this was my my word, man.
I wrote up on this whole paper. Okay. I know it's more because a little something. Okay, write that down. Okay. My God. Yeah, that's the Yoda talk right there.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
They have to do that for real.
Oh man.
Well, I definitely thank you for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having
Oh,
me.
no problem. I want to thank Mr. Identity Security himself, founder CEO of WellSecured IT, cybersecurity architect Marcus Wells. If you weren't watching the live, you better watch replay. What's that song that my man had? E40 had sprinkling man. He's just sprinkling game all about tech. You want to know something about tech? You better watch this because he's sprinkling for real. I'm like, okay, I feel a smidge a little smarter on this tech world. I found some of the anti-life equation. I don't want all of them. That's gonna happen like these. I got enough going on. Put it right there in the back pocket. I do that, no doubt.
Oh man.
And you're always welcome back. You're part of the family.
I appreciate it, man.
Well, want to be on my sports show? I'm due after this, or my social conversation show, Ground Floor. That's 11:30.
Okay.
Let me know.
Yeah. I might. You know what, yo, I might be sleeping on that 11:31, but I think I might be interested in jumping. I don't know, man. I might.
Hey, my co-host is awesome, but she got some wild takes.
Oh, I love it. I love it. The wilder the better. I love it. I love it.
I known her for years. Didn't know she liked sports. Like, where'd you get that idea from? Like, we were arguing last week, and that wasn't supposed to be like the main topic about the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Because her argument was, well, character needs to matter. Like, no, they introduced character because they didn't like T.O. They wanted to use that since he was a locker room killer to keep him out of the Hall of Fame. But all of the Hall of Famers, including Deion, said if you got the numbers, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You can't change rules because you don't like nobody. But no, that don't make sense because Deion changed these young men. I get that, but the Hall of Fame ain't the same as your job. No, you ain't making no sense when brothers saying wrong. Like, I'm listening to Hall of Famers saying the same thing I'm saying. That's a Hall of Fame for the elite of elite. If you're a dirtbag, probably a good percentage wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. But they never made that the qualifications to get into the NFL Hall of Fame. So don't change it because you don't like Terrell Owens. We argue about that for man. I'm like, here we go.
Man, and I think that's the eternal argument of how do you separate the artist from the art, right? You know, like there's plenty, and I'm not gonna name no names because it's gonna be a bit of a divisive topic, but I'll just say like this, man. There's plenty of artists out here that have questionable history, right? You know what I mean? And it's like, however, they've also made some amazing content, right? Yeah. So are we qualifying by the person, or are we qualifying it based off of the body of work?
And see, that's where, I guess that was the argument she was coming from. Well, I'm like, but the NFL is a business, so they're gonna have a code of conduct and policy. You get in trouble with the law, we're gonna suspend you or fire you. But the Hall of Fame is what you achieved at the highest level of your job. That is, I know it don't make sense, but it's a little different.
And you know what? I can agree with that though. Like I can understand.
Yeah. They was like, "Oh, you're just so wrong." Like, no, I'm not. I mean, I've heard nothing but Hall of Famers say the same thing. But, okay, what do I know? I got time to argue with you today, so let's argue. Let's do it. I got alphabets behind my name. Let me make up some. She's like, look at this wave up. ZTH, yep. WCY, yep. All right.
Oh man!
I call it the best party on a Friday night because she gonna give me one.
Yo, I love it. I love it.
She ain't gonna agree and like, okay, here we go. Here we go. She ain't gonna agree, and I ain't bending. She ain't bending. So okay, I let it go, and it still keep going. And that's my alarm for that shit. Hold on for a minute. I know. I got time to get that together. So, that'll be coming on in another 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll probably
Yeah.
skip the very next one because I'm gonna try to go some food. But the other one after that, man, just send me a link. I can't make any promises, but I definitely at least like the opportunity to jump in.
If you just go to my YouTube, Middle Ground with L.L.C, you'll see it on there in 9:30.
All right, fantastic, man. Sounds great.
Don't laugh too hard because I'm telling you. Well, takes like, what is she talking about?
I love it.
Didn't make no sense. If you want to, go ahead and chime in because that makes it more fun when people chime in. I'm like, okay, put their stuff on the screen.
Yeah.
Her, my brother, they like just don't get along because they don't see eye to eye. She don't like the Lions. Now she started to come around. He's a diehard. I already know him. That Mike Irvin thing got him turned out like, like for real. Finger looking good defense. The Lions is number one, so we're gonna be talking about the Lions first. Like they the number one team. Hot damn.
Oh, that's funny, man.
I might add it to the show just for that comedy effects. I know he's gonna talk to you.
Man. That's great, man. But yeah, look, man, I appreciate you having me on once again, man. This has been amazing. I
appreciate you, brother. We'll be chopping up again soon.
Yes, we will, sir.
Get some food. Come back. It's coming up soon. Sports Lounge.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Have a good night, everybody.
Take it easy, man. Take it everywhere. Yeah.
Detroit raised me. Detroit's in me. Can't nothing stop me.